In society, norms dictate the interactions of people in all social encounters. These norms are typically shaped by the culture of which they are formed within. While some of these norms are written, such as in laws, many others remain unwritten, such as how an individual should act within a certain social situation. Nonconformity to these norms typically results in an individual being labeled as a deviant. Typically, in an attempt to reform these individuals, the dominant social group may attempt to engage them into a conversation about why they should conform to the norms. For instance, within a family, if the men in the family have traditionally taken on a certain job such as a fireman, and it's expected to continually occur, then it has become a norm. However, if one of the males in the family doesn't wish to follow this career path, they may be pressured by their immediate family and relatives to rethink their choice. Some of the possible pressures they may face are being considered a disappointment or even cut off from their family in some extreme cases. Another aspect of norms is the concept of roles. These roles can include, but are not limited to, a doctor, a lawyer, or even a friend. Each of these roles has their own set of norms. For example, if you treat your friend as a doctor would treat their patient, or as a lawyer would treat their client, it is likely you won't have many friends. However, if you do the reverse, then it would also be likely that as a lawyer or doctor you wouldn't have many clients. This is an example of internalized social norms and the punishments or rewards that they entail. Now, let's talk about the concept of public versus private, in that there are different ways we as individuals behave around others and ways we behave by ourselves. Yet, something that isn't considered often is that the way we act in private is actually dictated by the public perspective of what is acceptable, or rather, what the norm is. In the case of marriage, it may seem like an eventual natural occurrence between two people who are in love. On the other hand, there are articles put into popular magazines about when it's the right time to get married or the perfect age to be married at. Additionally, pressure from one of the individual's families may play a role as well in the decision, which, in the beginning, seemed like a private decision that is now a public one. So what do social norms mean in the larger picture of the world? What does it speak to about society itself? What does it implicate about the decisions individuals make on the assumption they're private? In terms of the world, the implication from social norms is that culture is shaped by them. What may be considered appropriate in some cultures can be considered highly inappropriate in others. Thereby, certain sets of customs are formed within some societies but not others. For society, it speaks to the emotional need to be accepted as a group, as a member of a group. By becoming a part of a group, an individual often feels as if they are part of something much larger than themselves, whether it's within a family or as coworkers. Social norms ensure that an individual is even more capable of adhering to a group structure. Lastly, in terms of social norms in relation to private decisions made by an individual, such as marriage, buying a home, applying for jobs, and other such endeavors, it must be realized that these are a result of social pressure enforced through social norm. There are certain expectations within society of an individual, and while we don't think we're conforming to them obviously, it is unconsciously that we actually are when we make these decisions. Therefore, there is the intrusion of social norms onto an individual's private life. In conclusion, the recognition of social norms is important because, while it may not help alter our behavior, it creates an awareness of the space surrounding us as individuals and the situations that emerge from it.
created using Powtoon.